Imagine painting millions in fake dollars by hand, easily fooling the world's most advanced security systems. Today, we explain the 2018 thriller Project Gutenberg, the insane story of a failed artist who builds a massive billion-dollar empire. But how did nobody pull this off? Watch till the end, because the final twist will completely blow your mind. The story begins with a painter named Lee, who lives in Bangkok with his girlfriend Yuan. Just like Lee, Yuan is also a painter, and at this point, both of them are struggling to find success in life. On one side, Yuan creates original paintings, while Lee uses his talent to copy the works of famous artists. He is extremely skilled and intelligent, able to recreate any painting after seeing it just once, with perfect detailing. Even then, local dealers are not impressed with his work. They refuse to include his paintings in exhibitions and often push him away, saying his art is just copies of other artists and cannot be sold in the market. Lee hears this again and again, but he does not lose hope and keeps painting. This is how life continues for Lee and Yuan, until one evening when Lee returns home and sees a man named Lokman talking to Yuan. Lokman wants to organize an exhibition for Yuan's paintings, but Yuan agrees only on one condition, that Lee's paintings must also be included. Hearing this, Lokman tries to explain to her that if she truly wants to succeed, she should leave Lee behind, because people believe he only makes fake copies, and that is why his paintings cannot be part of the exhibition. After hearing this, Yuan refuses to join the exhibition, and Lokman leaves, disappointed. Lee, who was standing outside and listening to everything, comes in and asks Yuan to accept Lokman's offer for her future. Yuan finally agrees, and the next day, she arranges the exhibition with both her paintings and Lee's work displayed. But after some time, she realizes that while people are loving Yuan's paintings, no one is really paying attention to Lee's work. Seeing all this makes Lee feel very hurt, and at that moment, a man called Painter enters the scene, as if to make things worse. He looks at Lee's artwork and makes fun of it, saying this painting is nothing special because it is just copied from others. Before Painter can insult him any further, Yuan gets angry after seeing Lee being humiliated and throws a drink at Painter, telling him to leave. Painter calmly walks to his car to leave, but Lee follows him and apologizes for Yuan's behavior. Painter then tells Lee that he did all of this on purpose because he wanted to meet him alone. He says he did not come to criticize his work, but to praise it, because copying an original painting perfectly is also a rare talent, and Lee's copies sometimes look even better than the original. After that, Painter takes Lee to a restaurant where they sit, drink, and talk. Painter tells him that he is a brilliant artist and should never think he is less than anyone, and that he truly admires the way Lee recreates details. Before leaving, Painter offers Lee a job and walks away. Later, Lee returns to the exhibition hall where his painting is displayed. He sets his own painting on fire. Doing this makes him feel relieved, as if he has finally accepted that his place is not in creating original art, but in mastering imitation. Soon after, Lee calls Painter and agrees to work with him, asking what kind of painting he wants him to create. Painter then shows him a $100 bill and reveals that he does not need fake paintings. He needs fake money. He wants Lee to recreate original currency bills with perfect accuracy. Lee does not like this idea and clearly refuses to take part in something illegal. Painter then makes a shocking confession, saying that this is not new for him because his family has been producing counterfeit currency for 3 generations without ever getting caught. He also tempts Lee with the promise of huge money and leaves him to think about it. Lee feels uncomfortable about the offer and decides he should tell Yuan everything when he gets home. But before he can say anything, he sees Yuan leaving him and going away with Lokman. The reason is that when Lee burned his painting at the exhibition, it caused serious financial loss for Yuan. Angry and disappointed, she chooses to leave him. Now, Lee, who had always depended on Yuan for emotional support, suddenly finds himself completely alone, and in this loneliness, he finally decides to accept Painter's offer. Painter tells Lee that the US government has recently launched a new currency bill, which is extremely complex in design. It has so many tiny details that even the world's most advanced printing machines cannot copy it perfectly. But Painter strongly believes that Lee can recreate this new currency better than any machine because of his painting skills. After this, Painter introduces Lee to the rest of his team. One of them is Yam, a printing plate specialist, and another member is a color theory expert who explains that to print the dollar, they will need special color-shifting ink. Hearing this, Painter gives Yam the task of arranging that ink, and Yam successfully manages to get it. Even though they now have the ink, producing the dollar is still very difficult because they also need starch-free paper so that the surface stays smooth without scratches. This paper has another special feature. If something is written on it with a blue ink pen, the ink turns yellow, and this is one of the methods banks use to detect real and fake bills. Around this time, Painter learns through a contact that after printing currency, the US government uses leftover starch-free paper to make telephone directories. As soon as he hears this, Painter goes and buys that paper from a directory supplier because its size is perfect for printing bills. To avoid suspicion, he lies and says that his company makes books and needs the paper for publishing. Now that they have the paper, Lee finally starts working seriously. Using his experience and sharp observation, he carefully recreates every tiny detail of the bill step by step. And when Painter sees the result, he is extremely impressed. However, his happiness turns into worry when it is time to place the watermark in the center of the bill, which is one of the hardest parts to copy. Then Painter comes up with an idea. He explains that just like old Chinese painters used 3 layers in their artwork, they will also create the currency using 3 layers and place the watermark in the middle layer. The team likes this idea, so they place the painted bill between 2 sheets of paper in a machine and press them together to form a 3-layered bill. After that, they need a printing machine to produce the bills in bulk. They manage to buy a second-hand printing press from a scrap market in Eastern Europe for $5,000. Now the only thing left is the color-shifting ink, and to get more of it, Painter and his team attack a truck that is transporting government ink. During the robbery, Painter orders Lee to quickly get inside the truck and grab the ink. Lee does not want to be involved in such dangerous activity, but because of the situation, he is forced to take the ink from the vehicle. While Lee is taking the ink from the truck, a security guard notices him and is about to shoot, but Painter suddenly arrives and saves him. The guard then tries to shoot Painter as well, but in anger, Painter blows up the guards along with the vehicle using a bomb. Seeing this, Lee feels deeply disturbed. Now they finally have everything needed to print the fake bills. On the other side, the police begin to realize that a large number of counterfeit bills are spreading in the market. Because of this, Canadian intelligence assigns a fake currency expert officer named Wing from Hong Kong to handle the case. Meanwhile, Lee starts printing the currency using the special color shifting ink, and the result looks even more real than the original bills. The team becomes extremely happy after seeing this success, but Lee is not comfortable. He goes to Painter and asks him that once this ink runs out, will he keep killing innocent people just to get more? He also clearly says that once this job is finished, he will leave the team. Painter gets angry hearing this, but still allows him to go. After that, the printed currency is packed into multiple bags and sent to clients in different countries. Now, Painter decides to meet his oldest client, General, for expanding the counterfeit business. But before the meeting, General's expert comes to test Painter's fake currency with the help of one of his team members named Ching. At that moment, Lee arrives and reveals that he has successfully recreated the same ink used in original dollars using his talent. Painter becomes extremely impressed and takes Lee along to meet General. In reality, General was the man who once tried to get Painter's father killed, so Painter had come here to take revenge. However, killing General inside his own base was not easy, so Painter had already strapped a bomb inside his jacket, and the remote control was with Lee. Seeing this, one of General's men points a gun at Painter because General had already discovered that the real mastermind behind the fake currency operation was Painter, not Lee. Before General's man could shoot him, Painter signals Lee to press the remote, causing a blast in a car parked outside. After this, a violent fight breaks out between Painter and General's men, and Painter gets surrounded from all sides. At the same time, one of Painter's hidden men fires a rocket at the house and destroys it. During the heavy gunfire from both sides, Ching gets badly burned, and Lee carries her away with him while Painter kills General and ends the matter. Ching's face is completely damaged in the incident, so Painter arranges plastic surgery for her and gives her the identity of Yuan. After some time, Lee, Ching, and Painter together attend Yuan's art exhibition. The truth is that Li still wants Yuan back in his life, but when he reaches the exhibition, he finds out that Yuan is now in a relationship with Lokman. Seeing this, Painter tells Li that if he truly loves someone, he should fight to win her back. But Li ignores his advice and walks away. On the other side, Officer Wing pretends to be a buyer of fake currency in order to trap Painter, and he is accompanied by a female officer named Ho. Wing meets two of Painter's men to arrange a deal, but before taking any risk, Painter investigates Wing's background. During this, he discovers that Yam once bought a wall clock using the fake bills they had printed, and that mistake helped Wing trace him, revealing that Wing is actually a police officer. Painter has a strict rule that none of his team members can use the fake money for personal purchases, but Yam broke that rule, so Painter kills Yam along with his family. Meanwhile, Wing still does not know that Painter has uncovered his identity and comes to meet him for the deal. Painter orders Li to kill Wing, but Li becomes too scared to act, so Painter himself shoots Wing. Angry at Li, Painter says that he transformed him into something powerful, yet his fear has not changed. To give Li one final chance, Painter takes him to Yuan and Lokman, whom he has kidnapped. Painter tells Li to kill Lokman, but instead of doing that, Li points his gun at Painter. Painter already knows that Li is too afraid to pull the trigger, so he kills Lokman himself. Li then tries to save Yuan, but Painter and his men start firing at them. At that moment, Ching suddenly arrives and kills all of Painter's men. After that, Li and Painter face each other, and this time, Li overcomes his fear and shoots Painter, seemingly killing him. Li then leaves Yuan behind and escapes with Ching, taking the money they had brought for the deal, and the two hide at a resort. There, through a newspaper, Li learns that Painter might still be alive because the police never found his body. Li understands that Painter will definitely try to harm Yuan for revenge, but before he can reach her, the police arrest Li at a travel agent's office for using fake currency. At the station, Officer Ho interrogates him, but Li is extremely frightened and cannot reveal anything. Soon after, Yuan arrives at the police station with her lawyer to get Li released on bail. However, the officer places a condition in front of Yuan, saying that they will release Li only if he provides information about Painter. Li agrees, and with his help, the police prepare sketches of Ching and Painter. After this, we see Li and Yuan together in a hotel, spending some peaceful time with each other. At the same time, outside the police station, Officer Ho notices a man who looks exactly like Painter and stops him to ask who he really is. The man calmly replies that he is a police officer and that on the day Li was arrested, he was the one who drove both Ho and Li to the station. He even shows his ID card, proving he is telling the truth. The reason for this confusion is that Li had carefully observed this officer's face earlier and later used it to create Painter's sketch. Now the real twist of the story begins, and everything becomes clear in front of Officer Ho. In a flashback, it is revealed that Painter was never a real person at all. The real mastermind behind the entire operation was Li himself. He had created the imaginary identity of Painter to hide his own involvement. In reality, it was Li who had killed Yuan's family and built this entire story so cleverly that everyone believed it was true. After learning this, Officer Ho rushes toward the hotel, but by then, Li has already escaped with Yuan after attacking the police officers there. Soon the police discover another shocking truth, that the woman who came to take Li into custody, claiming to be Yuan, was also fake, while the real Yuan was somewhere else busy with her artwork. So who was this woman who looked like Yuan? She was actually Ching, who had been badly burned during the gunfight with General, and Li had arranged plastic surgery to give her Yuan's face. However, when Ching later saw the real Yuan at the exhibition, she realized that Li did not truly love her. He loved the real Yuan and could never have her, so he tried to replace her with Ching. This truth broke Ching emotionally, and in anger she kidnapped Yuan and Lokman and brought them to the hotel. There she told Li that if he really loved her, he should kill Yuan. That is why the gunfight happened in the hotel, where Li's entire team died, and Ching managed to escape. Later, she returned only to get Li out of jail so she could take revenge. Li believed that if you cannot get what you truly want, you can buy something else and turn it into a copy of it, just like fake currency. Hearing this deeply hurt Ching, and she secretly left a note for Officer Ho with the number of the boat where she was supposed to go with Lee. After this, we see Lee and Ching in the middle of the sea, trying to escape Hong Kong's territory. There, Ching tells Lee that she cannot live her life pretending to be a fake UN. Just then, the police surround their boat from all sides. Lee tries to escape, but Ching, holding a bomb remote in her hand, presses it and blows up the boat, while Officer Ho watches helplessly. A few days later, Officer Ho meets the real Yuen and shows her Lee's photo, asking if she knows him. Yuen replies that Lee used to live in her neighborhood, and here the final truth is revealed that Lee loved Yuen one-sidedly. They were never in a relationship. Lee only wanted to earn money and become successful to win her love, and that desire slowly turned a talented artist into a man who created fake currency. Even after everything, he could never truly get Yuen, so he tried to replace her with Ching, but the emotional connection he felt for the real Yuen could never be recreated. And with that, the story comes to an end. Leave your feedback in the comments below. See you next time with another interesting story.